So I'm not sure who really knows a lot about it, but there's this Christian artist who just won an award, right? And he refused to attend the award ceremony. And this rapper who has a song called Let Me Pop Another Pill, right? Keep that in mind. Like comes down on the guy and tries to suggest that it was, I don't know, like essentially he was almost seeming, it was almost like Jelly Roll was suggesting that he was being pretentious and like not godly in the sense of like going his own way. But if you actually pay attention, if you're a Christian, you know what I mean? You know that in the Word of God, listen, he didn't make the song to get an award. He made the song to glorify God. And he's standing by his convictions. This is something I talk about like constantly. Convictions and how they can't be faked. And you know, how these are preset assignments from God for us to find our identity in him. And it just, when you hear what Jelly Roll has to say, it's disingenuous. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, hey, you came out as a Christian. You know what I mean? And a man that found God. And no one's coming back and jumping down your throat for the decisions that you made, right? In the midst of your sin. This guy is trying to follow his path that he believes God has called him. And he goes, dude, I don't want to accept it. I made it to glorify God, not me. That's what an award ceremony would be me going there to self-glorify, going, yeah, I did that. It wasn't for him. It was for God. And a true Christian man would not just understand that, it would be a breath of fresh air. How about that? But for Jelly Roll to come down on this man and not even really clarify why, right? I think he just, I don't know. But the point is, it's not about not judgment, right? Because people say, oh, you're a Christian, you're not supposed to judge. When people say that, I tell them to read the Word of God. It never says that. It doesn't say that at all. Actually, as a matter of fact, if you continue reading that exact part, it tells you how to judge, which is righteously, right? God weighs the heart. He knows whether or not you're being genuine. It doesn't matter what you posted. It matters what's in your heart. But the point is, God knows. God knows the heart. God weighs the heart. So let's not attempt to step outside of our boundaries. By the way, we're also called to bear one another's burdens, right? And people attend buildings full of pretentious people, and they call it a church, which means God, body of God's people, not building full of pretentious people. There's meanings behind these crazy things, but the point I'm trying to make is you have a walk with God set before you, walk it, right?